We caught up with New Jersey Senator Andy Kim. All right, let's just start here. Where do we go at this point?
Right now, it is inevitable that we're going to have a shutdown in 3 hours. And that is an abdication of leadership. You know, that really falls upon President Trump, the leadership in the Senate and the House on the Republican side that control the gavel. So this is something where the American people are waking up, seeing the type of abdication of leadership and dereliction of duty. You know, I'm here at the Senate. We've been here all day. We've been trying to negotiate all week. But what I will say, who is not here are the people in the House of Representatives on the Republican side. Speaker Johnson sent them home, told them not to show up. So while those service members that you were just talking about, federal workers, are going to have to show up to work tomorrow and not get paid, these Republican members of Congress refuse to even show up to work and do their job. That is why we're here today.
You held a town hall tonight to talk with your constituents about the impacts of a shutdown. Tell us about that conversation.
Yeah, right after the votes that we had in the Senate, I did a telephone town hall to reach across all across New Jersey. We had over 6,000 people dial in to be able to listen to this. And what I heard from them was really powerful. People talking about, there was a woman named Lucinda who talked about the concerns that she has. She told me to hold the line because she cannot afford her health care. She would have to give it up if she's not able to continue to get the support for the ACA through the marketplace. I had a woman named Barbara who talked about the challenges that her family's facing, but she put it in that context saying that this is a challenge that people are hearing and facing all across America right now. This is real. You know, this is something that cannot be looked at as just some partisan power struggle, as a tug of war between political parties trying to see who they blame. Real lives are at stake. Tomorrow and in the coming days, millions of Americans will realize that their health care is going to go through the roof. Many of them will see their prices double. About 4.5 million Americans will lose their health care. Over 20 million Americans will have to pay extraordinary prices. This is a crisis of the Republicans' making, and we have to do everything we can to solve it.
We spoke to a Republican senator from West Virginia, Shelley Moore Capito, a few hours ago. We asked her if she was concerned about the cuts to the Affordable Care Act that Democrats are in part shutting down the government over. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
I'm absolutely concerned. 60,000 West Virginians get a subsidy for their premium support. That doesn't expire until December 31st. That begins a new year of premium support in January. We have time to work on this issue. We've been talking about this issue with our Democrat counterparts, with the president. I think the president is very interested in seeing that we reach a solution here. And so I think that what you're going to see is some kind of compromise, but we have to keep the government open while we reach and have those negotiated talks on premium support.
If Republicans are willing to negotiate over this, why shut the government down now when the deadline of the ACA is December 31st?
Well, it's not December 31st, and that's the problem, is that is out of touch with what is actually happening. The fact is that the open enrollment begins on November 1st when it comes to people getting their health care. And a lot of families are going to be looking at the increased costs and say, I can't afford that. I'm going to have to lower the type of coverage I get or get rid of it altogether and have to make some really tough choices. They cannot wait till Thanksgiving or the end of the year to be able to get that clarity. This is a crisis right now, and we have to respond to it. And that is what I just fail to see, how my colleagues can be so callous in the face of so many challenges that Americans are facing with their loved ones or themselves to get care when they need it most.
Just how concerned are you about the fact that the White House is threatening not to just furlough workers, but to fire them?
Yeah, I mean, again, it just shows you just the extremism of what they're doing. And they're threatening to fire federal workers. They have already fired hundreds of thousands of federal workers. Their budget that they're trying to ram through would fire hundreds of thousands of federal workers. It is an attack upon our government and, frankly, our Constitution in terms of how we're trying to engage. And I say that as someone who worked as a career federal public servant in the civil service. I worked under both Republicans and Democrats in the White House. These are the people that are helping our government, helping our American people get the services that they need. And again, the idea that these service members and our government employees are showing up to work every day, even though they're not getting paid, while Speaker Johnson has given the Republicans in the House of Representatives a free vacation while they are still getting paid, by the way. The president and the members of Congress get paid. I find that to be absurd. That's why I'm not taking pay as long as government is shut down. I'm going to stand with our federal workers and the American people to be able to help try to deliver the needs that so many of them are calling out for desperately.
New Jersey Senator Andy Kim, we thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.